Good evening everybody, once again, Thursday evening, time for a few more carols. So I'm starting out this evening which sort of, I suppose, slightly more up to date carol with Born in the Night. So here we go with Born in the Night. Quite like to play that with a bit of a swing to it. Why not? Now then. So, I had a request to do another Merritt from the 12 Merritt carols. Which were in two sets. Come let us all with one accord, number 7, and dare I say it's one I've not done before, and I was looking through and thinking, gosh, there's quite a lot of verses. So those of you that have the words, we'll do verse 1, verse 2, verse 5 and 6. 1, 2, 5 and 6. Now this is one where you really need to be on top form, because sopranos, you get to start on that note there, which is, you know, first thing in the morning. It will be could be a bit of a struggle if you aren't warmed up. So hopefully you are warmed up. We've done that first hymn and that's all just nice and relaxed. And this one takes a bit more. So we're going to do verses 1, 2, 5 and 6. And all these running lines and things happening for you. So perhaps I ought to play it all the way through. So those of you who have never heard it before, get the idea. And those of you who do know it, you can refresh your memories and have a bit of just to get sort of warmed up. So here we go. Well, that should have blown the dust out the pipes, or the spiders out of the speakers, or whatever, and hopefully cleared your throats. That was a request from David Thomas from Camborne. David is, I think to give him his proper title, is an archivist who works at the County Records Office. I may have that wrong, he may have changed or something. Anyway, but we went to school together. We were at school at the same time, I suppose. And he requested, could we do Come Let Us All with One Accord? And David knows all about the history of Cornwall along with other things, but so he requested, could we do that? And I said, yeah, I'll see what I can do. Well, I'm not done, but it's a good one, isn't it? All those running parts, what fun to sing. So there we are. So good to have your company. It's good to know that my uncle David Brown has returned from Bodmin Hospital and is sitting in listening this evening. So welcome back, Uncle David. Good to see you this afternoon, and keep the recovery going. So we're all rooting for you. Want you back and fit and well as soon as is possible. Now, I had a request from Mike Trevorrow for the next hymn, Cradled in a Manger Meanly, some time back, and I did say I would do it. I think these words are absolutely wonderful. I was reading up a bit about them in a book, and this hymn doesn't feature, I think, in all the hymn books, but it's certainly in our Methodist book. So, Cradled in a Manger Meanly, words by George Stringer Rowe, and I'm going to play the tune St Winifred. There are two tunes, but I associate the tune Saltash with something else. So here we go. Cradled in a manger meanly laid the Son of Man his head. lovely words. Such lovely words. So, perhaps from a tune which is really quite foursquare as such, now we go to Good Christians All Rejoice. So, light and bright and happy in terms of a registration. I think, yes. So, this tune's been around for ever such a long time. In Dulce Jubilo, there's various choral preludes written by Bach, and I played some already this year, and I'll probably repeat them all at another time before Christmas even. Good Christians All Rejoice, 104. And we might speed it along a little bit. Dancing along. Not you, Mr. Brown. You take it carefully. It's good that David's up and about and getting around, and he now has two replacement hips. So we look forward to seeing him on the dance floor at some stage or other. It's a sort of funny old time of the year. As well, everybody knows that Christmas is going to be different, and today I said to somebody, well, I'll see you next year. Funny, isn't it? Somebody I spend a great deal of time with is my friend Richard, and he's off to have a new knee replacement operation on the 31st of December. Whilst we're all sort of partying, as it were, Richard is having his knee replaced, something which he's needed to have done for some time, bless him. So today I said to him, well, obviously I'll speak to him, but I'll see him in the new year. And Richard is a farmer, as I've mentioned before, and he sent me this rather lovely Christmas card. called Driving the Tractor, and I thought that was rather thoughtful from Richard and his family there across at Nance Roth, that he'd found a card with a tractor on it. Now, some of you may not know, of course, that Richard's is I told you he's a farmer, and I like to go and help, but when we were growing up together, I used to spend a lot of time on his farm driving tractors, and it's something I still enjoy doing when I get the opportunity, which doesn't happen all that often these days, because I think I've said before, times have moved on, and the opportunity to do things is less than it was, but it's just all something which is stuck in my my blood, I suppose. Believe it or not, my father, Lloyd Davy, the organist, used to milk the cows of a morning before opening up the shop, I think it was, here in 12 Heads. So my grandfather had a small holding. He used to remark and used to say in his lifetime, he said, there isn't a pint of milk produced in 12 Heads anymore. So there we are. I digressed. But so people to think about during the Christmas period, those that are facing things to come, and those who've got sickness in their family. I heard yesterday Kathy Beardsley, a member of our church choir and church family, her dad is currently unwell in Penzance Hospital, and he has tested positive for COVID, which is rather unfortunate, but he's asymptomatic. So although he's tested and is positive, he's not ill, so that's a good thing. In some ways, not good that he's got the virus, but he's not poorly. Anyway, moving back to the hymn Love Came Down at Christmas, and it says I might do it twice, and I'll explain to you why when we've done it once. So Love Came Down at Christmas. Let's see if I can just do something slightly different. So those wonderful words by Christina Georgina Rossetti, Love Came Down at Christmas, and to a tune, Hermitage by R.O. Morris. Oh, just excuse me, just moving just 1 minute. R.O. Morris was I think professor of composition and harmony one of the revered institutions in London. But what I came across, and there is a sort of tenuous link here, I used to play a voluntary at Truro Methodist, and one of the choir members, Alison, said, "Why do you play a tune I associate with Christmas?" As a voluntary, not at Christmas. So I wasn't aware of this tune, the other tune, "To Love Came Down at Christmas," and I think it's rather nice, and I shall be introducing it to our church choir, and perhaps we may use it as an alternative to the Hermitage tune. And I'd say a tenuous link. David Thomas, who I mentioned before, worked in the same building as Alison at the records office when Alison was an archivist here in Cornwall before returning to Scotland. So I thought it might be nice to, hopefully this will all work, to play you the other version, and in true Blue Peter style, here's one I recorded earlier, "Love Divine." You'll get a play over, and then you'll get the tune, and the words will come up on the screen if this all goes according to plan. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. When Alison suggested this tune, I thought I'd like to record it, and then I spent a little bit more time experimenting to get the words to work in. So through all this time with COVID, when we've been learning to do, some people have learned to do things, didn't we? We set out to learn new skills and things. I don't think I set out to learn new ones. They seem to have happened along the way, and I do like experimenting and seeing what I can come up with. Anyway, so that brings us to our last hymn for this evening. I'm going to play the well-known Forest Green setting to O Little Town of Bethlehem. That's probably the most well known. There are other settings, and I did say to you that I'm not playing on Sunday evening, but I will be playing next Tuesday evening. We have at TMC on Monday, which is the 21st, an event called The Longest Night. I've done my bit for that, so if you tune into that you will hear what I did, and so I will do Tuesday evening, and then at some stage on Christmas Eve, and I haven't actually decided a time because normally we do the live nativity in Truro, and of course we're not doing that this year for obvious reasons, going around the town. So I thought just for once I can sit and listen on the radio to King's College, Cambridge, and see if I can pick up a few tips from their singing to pass on to my choir, and then of course anything which I think perhaps King's could improve on, I'll let them know. So I will play on Christmas Eve, and I'll let you know the time, but I've got several pieces which I've been practicing away and learning, which I'd be good to air them before Christmas. So I will put together a programme of Christmas tunes. You never know what's going to turn up, but I got a stunning arrangement of Jingle Bells and Joy to the World and various things. So I will do a bit of a music session on Christmas Eve. O Little Town of Bethlehem. So here we go with our last carol for tonight. Thank you for your company, and see you soon. Oh, those of you that saw my earlier posts when I thought I might wrap the cat, he's actually stretched out on the paper now. I did try to wrap him, but I don't think it's going to happen somehow. Do have a look at the pictures, and if Sebastian, if I think I can wrap Sebastian, I think I'm barking up the wrong tree. keep your requests coming in, and I'm going to try and play a lot of the alternative tunes to the carols, and anything now that I've saved some of those ones that we've not done. I've not done Wild Shepherds yet, but I will do them. So I will see you again soon. Next Tuesday, if I change my plans, it will be on social media, and if my plans change and you don't get to find out, it will still be there on Facebook, so you can catch up at any stage. So do take care. Continue to pray for those that you know about that are facing difficult situations this Christmas, lost loved ones, those that are facing difficult news and difficult situations. Please do continue to remember them in your prayers. So I'll say good night for now, and see you soon.